Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. Hi, thank you for joining me in this episode. Today, beautiful day just to be you. I say that most often in every episode. As you get to know me, it's that way. We are here to celebrate our being. So make sure you have all of your yoga stuff on the mat, whether it be, you've got your yoga blocks, you've got a yoga strap just in case, a yoga blanket, and I have my fuzzy thing. I just like it for my knees. And your attitude, what is the attitude you're bringing to this practice today? I like to begin our practice in a seated position, so join me on the mat in any way that you wish to. And for me, it's taking the first few moments just to notice, who am I in this moment? What am I bringing to the mat? What is my intention? Are there expectations? Am I holding on to something? Because in the end, when you celebrate your being on the mat with me each episode, each day, that it's about you really being the intrepid voyager, going inside and seeing the grit, seeing who you really are. And some of you, it may be pure physical. You just want to iron out the kinks, add some more flexibility. Yet I'm going to offer that when you boil it all down, there's more to it. It's insight, it's psychology. It truly is how you adapt and how you move and groove and how you choose to be in this world. That's the bottom line. That's the truth. That's the truth. Because each time I put myself on this mat, I'm like going, I'm so excited to have this practice that it actually is something that I am so fortunate to be able to really put on my priority list and to be a participant in. So for you, come sit. Put on that, your yoga cloak, your yoga character, and let's see where we can go. Let's be the intrepid voyagers today. Let us let go of all of our self-doubt and loathing and anger and expectations and disappointments and all that stuff, and just really explore today. So as you said, I'd like to invite you to reach your arms around and about and just really iron out some of that chest energy. Move your jaw around, move your arms around. You could side bend. Literally just takes a moment just to yondulate your body. That's my favorite word, yondulate. And then I'm going to offer that we exhale and then release the palms, whether they're up for daytime practice or palms down for evening practice. And take a moment just to close your eyes and breathe consciously. Our breathing system, our respiratory system is automatic, yet we humans tend to hold our breath and unhealthfully partake in our respiratory system, by meaning we hold on to our stresses, we hold on to our anxieties. So this practice is about really being mindful and noticing where we're holding our breath. Bring your breath into the fullness of your lungs. Allow the diaphragm to be activated and allow yourself to guide your breath out consciously. So for the next moments, that's where we're at. We're just consciously noticing our ability to guide our breath, to become conscious, to be aware. So allow that to be your practice right now. Breathing kindly, fully, mindfully, making sounds if that feels good to you. You can hold your belly flesh to determine if you're moving that diaphragm or not, because sometimes it's so stuck and used to being in anxious mode. So fill your lungs. Touch your own body. It's okay. This is your body. Love it. Make funny sounds, make singy sounds, make your sounds. You are safe, you are home. When we come to ourselves and we sit with ourselves, we are home. We are home. Allow that your rib cage expands sideways, front, back. Good. Now let us interlace our fingers, palms open across the chest. This is known as Truth Mudra, the unshakable truth. Oh, what is your truth? What have you buried underneath all the cloaks of character roles that you've been playing, that you know you've been neglecting that character, that personality, that person, that who you are? Remember, enlightenment means you remember who you are. You are source, you are vibration, you are light energy. Don't get caught up in all of the cogs in the wheel of self-doubt, judgment, and fear. This practice I dedicate to freedom of expression. Let that breath out. Let your heart sing wide open. And let's do one big beautiful Om to start this practice. Take a deep breath in. Long after we finish chanting Om, it echoes infinitely. Slowly release your hands, lift your heart, blink your eyes open. Welcome to practice. And as you know, my chant was sound like Tarzan. So you don't have to be a singer to chant. Excuse me as I clear all that. Just let it be. No judgments. Okay, I am determined. That's what today's about, strength. So not in the brute force, but determined in the awareness of being present. Take your legs out in front of you. Stretch them out, come off your bolster if you're on one, and then start to just bring the soles of your feet together, creating a diamond, and start to move yourself from side to side. You could reach one hand down onto the mat and the other one out. You decide what you need to do. So just playfully wielding yourself around here. So a little diamond shape with the legs, feet together, and just waving about and noticing. Move your jaw, move yourself, invite movement. There you go. And then a little forward fold if that is up to your hamstring. Sometimes they're saying, no, not yet. If you're able to forward fold, rock from side to side and let your head hang. And if that's not happening for you today, that's okay. Hold your knees and then just slowly invite movement. Forward folding as much as you can. I understand we do have boobies and belly and all kinds of things going on in our issues, and our tissues are coming out. So like I said, freedom to be you. On your next in-breath, everyone lean back and start to scooch your feet back behind you. That's my word for today, scooch. Come into a tabletop position. Root your hands as wide as your yoga mat. Walk your knees underneath your hips, curl your toes under, and start to move your cat-cow position, your movement of your spine. Keep your elbows straight and let your spine be the dance. So moving your neck, moving that thoracic middle back, your lower back, sway your hips from side to side, yawnulate, even wiggle your jaw out. Good, and then from there, let's move the bum towards the heels. Really resist the floor with the root of your index finger and thumb. Press the floor weight and float your knees up. That one's a challenge. I watch a lot of people do that. And you have to choose to get your hands in the right position so you can lift your knees up. And then from there, start to float your hips up, downward dog. Reassess your feet so that you feel balance and fix your top if you need to. And then as you bend your knees and blossom your bum, sway your hips from side to side. And yes, I'm wearing a unitard. And yes, I probably remember and forgot that this is one of those unitards that doesn't hold the boobs in. So please excuse me, but we're all family here. Obviously, you're in the subscription, so you don't mind my personality, obviously. Roll your shoulders directly over your wrists. Walk your feet further back. Plank pose. Just be here for a little bit. Extend through the crown of the head. Stir around in your wrists and your shoulders. Feel that energy. Good. And then slowly lower the knees. And then start to bend your elbows back as you lay your pubis down. Extend through the crown of the head. Reach your arms straight back. Lift the front of your shoulders. Superhero pose. So really pressing into the tops of feet, really getting that lower back connection. So tone the belly, contract your quads, press your feet, roll the shoulders, extend through the crown of the head for 5. For 4, keep your face looking directly at the mat. 3, 2, and then land your hands at your lowest ribs. Curl your toes under, lift the shoulders, lift, and press into your knees, straighten your arms, press back toward your heels. Reassess your hands as wide as your yoga mat. Make sure you've got the grip so that you can lift the knees, downward facing dog. This time we're going to come up onto the left finger pads and circumvent the left leg around. So wielding the left leg around as you move your chest towards your right thigh and playfully opening up that left leg. When you're ready, let's shift the shoulders directly over the wrists and step that left foot wherever you can get it up towards your left hand. And if it doesn't make it there, you take it there. Lower your right knee, fix your top. Roll the shoulders back, engage your feet. Reach your arms in ways that feels inviting for you, and some of you may have your hands on your knees to press up as you lift that back right knee. Tone the belly button in, reach out through the crown of the head, and then express your arms out, and let's take it into a twist. Take your left arm back behind you, your right arm forward, and really getting into your twist today. So again, if your right knee needs to be down on the mat for this today, you do you. It's a twist that we want to invite. If you prefer to have your right hand on the mat and twist in this position, please be my guest. You're going to start to figure out what you need to do to stay with the practice and not self-doubt yourself. That's a big piece. So wherever you are in your twist today, just feel it for 2 more breaths. Just get right into the belly area, no matter where you are. And then inhale, reach up, crescent lunge. Exhale, touch down, step back into your downward dog. Bend your knees. Anytime you need to take a break in a child's pose, please do so. It's your practice. We're pedaling the feet, swaying the hips, breathing that breath in and out. Let it go, make sounds. It's so beautiful to even sing while you're practicing, if that's in your practice. And on your next in-breath, we're going to come up onto the right finger pads, lift and express out through the right leg. Feel it, wield it around. Start to feel a dance, as if, you know, your natural fluidity of your being, your water body starts to move. And then start to take your shoulders over your wrists and step that right foot as close up between the hands as you can. If it doesn't take it there, lower the left knee down, really fixing that top again. Isometrically work your feet, hands on your knees, arms at your side, whatever you prefer, picking up that left knee. Woo-wee. So play. So adjust that back left foot so you feel secure and safe in that. And again, if you prefer to have your left knee down, you do you, because we're going to twist towards that right leg and open up your chest. Feel it. You know what I love about doing this practice in an episode is that whenever you need to pass wind, nobody smells it. Just saying, because in yoga practices, everybody's holding on to their gas instead of letting it out, right? So let it out. Let out your gas as you twist, because it's about twisting, and we really, truly are twisting out those gases. So you decide where you are in your twist. Knee could be down, hand could be down. You could be twisting in any fashion that feels most optimal for you. You do you. And then when you're ready, invite those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, release, touch down, step back, downward facing dog. And then let's really pedal those feet and bend the knees. Yeah, just like that. And then let's take the feet as wide as the yoga mat. Stand tall on the balls of your feet and your toe pads. Bend your knees, blossom your bum. And then this is where we're going to press into the right hand and open up through the left arm. And as you open up through the left arm, bend your knees a lot. And then let's see if we can take that left hand under the belly towards the right ankle, the right thigh, and then even the heel. If you could grab a part of that right leg and then cat your back out, but really root down through the right index finger and externally rotate your upper arm. And if you're not getting all these cues, that's okay. Just do you. Do you. Feel what you're feeling. And then let's release that left hand back onto the mat. Immediately take out the right hand. Wield it around, meaning like a sword. And then take that right hand under the belly to the left heel. And or shin or knee or thigh. And cat your back out. So determination is like, it is physical right now, but the determination is to feel what you need to feel for yourself here. And then when you're ready to release that right hand, slowly lower the knees to the mat, child's pose. So connection. And if child's pose doesn't work for you, you can sit in Virasana. If that doesn't work for your knees and hips, slide your bum to the side. You do you. Big breath in. Let it go from the belly. Like get right into the gut. 2 more of those, no matter what position you're in. On your in-breath, if you're in child's pose, rise into Virasana. If you're seated on your bum, everyone come onto your shins, rise up. I do this one in almost every episode because it's really important for the root chakras. Big toes touching, knees are wide apart, lengthen your tailbone down. And when you lean back, it's just the knee crease, the neck and the lower back stay still. So you're a solid mountain right here. So when you lean back, all those quad muscles, all those front leg muscles are at their fullest length, at their strength before they are. So really determining how far you can go back without your ego being present. And sometimes it's tiny movement. I've had days where I just moved a little bit and that was enough. So we're strengthening our front body here. 2 more. So take your time. Even if you go back and you do 2 full breaths. This doesn't move, this doesn't move. Right? And then exhale, bum towards your heels, knees together, tabletop, curl your toes under. And then for a moment, a lot of you complain about your wrists, more reason to do your yoga practices. Let's take our forearms down now. And when you take your forearms down, which is another variation to get off your wrists, bring your inner elbows in towards each other. And I like to invite blocks between your inner elbows and your index finger and thumb. You can see that in the bird's eye view. And literally, you would be framing your block just like that. Got it? So in this is about really getting those chaturanga arms and feeling, where our stuff gets sticky. And as much as I practice this every day, I still have sticky shoulders. So with your knees underneath your hips and slightly further back with your toes curled under, start to move your chest towards your thighs and see if you can still squeeze your inner elbows towards that block. And just do that a couple of times, meaning moving in flexion, extension of the shoulders. So this would be extension, and then flexion would be where you move your chest towards your thighs and squeeze your inner elbows in. That's the hardest point of flexion. So noticing that, no big judgments here. Remember, we're just playing. And then still your movement with your elbows hugging in towards the inner block or keeping your forearms parallel. Start to hover the knees up. Oh, there it is. Now lift your heart forward towards the inner elbow. So move your chest more forward, but lift your hips up. And then, walk your feet in a little closer. Lift your hips a little higher. And then see if you can look up towards your thumbs with your hands rooted down. And it's a practice. Don't get all upset if it's not happening. Squeeze your inner elbows in for 5, for 4, for 3. Remember, we're processing for 2. That's it. And then exhale, knees to the mat. Come to sit on your shins, fix your shirt. And then this is where I'm going to offer that you take your arms up, interlace your fingers, press your palms to face the front, press your elbows back, tuck your hands to the back of your skull, bring your elbows in towards your eyebrows, and then tuck your head in towards your chin in towards the notch of your throat, forehead towards your sternum. And that could be an exhalation. And then inhale, open up your chest, press your elbows wide, press your head back, and even close your eyes or look towards the tip of your nose. You decide. So move that a couple of times so you get right into the middle of your back. So you're exhaling, curling in, you're keeping your side body long, tone that belly button in, and you're playfully moving through. Inhale, head goes back. So think of opening up your chest, and exhale, you're squeezing, devoiding the breath as you curl in. Do that one more time on each round. You'll feel it in your neck stuff. Yeah, I changed my breath out. I could do that, I'm talking. And then when you're ready, inhale, open up those arms up. Let's come back to the 2 blocks. So if you don't have 2 blocks, that's okay. Bring your forearms down onto the mat and really grip the mat with your index finger and thumb, like lobster claws. Inner elbows parallel, bring them towards each other if you don't have the blocks. Let's lift up the shoulders right over the elbow creases and float the knees up. And then lift the hips up even higher and see if you can move your chest towards your thighs, but look towards the front block or your thumbs. For 5, play around a little bit. For 4, breathe that breath. For 3, make sure you're exhaling. For 2, you've got it. And then 1 more. Oh, nice. And then exhale, release the shins to the mat or sit on your bum. And then open up your arms. So if this doesn't work for you, whatever works for you, open up your arms. Reach them way, 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 way back. Good. And then exhale, round your spine back and bring your fingertips to touch in front. So think cat-cow. So it's that inhale, and then it's that exhale. Several times at your own pace. Remember, this is about slowing down. This is yoga for recovery. There's no complete right or wrong. There just is. 2 more of these. Oh, you've got it. And remember, I organically teach from my heart in each moment. When you're ready to release those arms, remove your blocks or set them aside. Come into tabletop. Stir around in your tabletop through a cat-cow, swirling around in your shoulders, your thoracic spine, your neck, and your lower back, noticing that energy. Yeah, just like that. Good. And then from here, let's pivot on the right knee as you still your cat-cow and take your right toes off the mat. Extend the left leg straight back. Open up through the left arm and then play. We're going to get a little bit more technical in this. So it's that right shoulder. You want to keep it externally rotating so the chest stays open. Excuse my chest today. And then we're going to pick up the left knee and determine if your balance is good through the right toes and the right knee, like a kickstand in your right hand. So you're not having to lean and press into your shoulders. The more you practice the yoga, the lighter you get. Like there's less pressure in my wrist because I'm pretty balanced and getting more agile each day, especially as I get older. So let's bend that left knee. Place the left foot behind your right heel if you can, or somewhere in that vicinity. If that's not happening for you, I know, I understand. Just keep the knee up and sway around. Open up through that, what arm is this? Left arm. Yeah. Good. Now let's take that left hand and that left knee back down into tabletop, a little cat-cow. So I'm just offering that you start to really see the connection between your shoulders and your hips. You cannot really play with one and not the other. There's a ripple effect. Good. Still your cat-cow. Pivot on the left knee, left toes off the mat. Right leg goes fully extended, right arm up. And again, play. So you are the leader and the decider and the creator of your own practice. So what does this feel like for you today? If you're able to step that foot back, that's a huge back bend for a lot of us. Sometimes it's like, oh, no. So if you're fighting it and you can't breathe, then pick up that knee and play. And if you prefer to have that right foot down, because that's your stability for today, remember, that left foot is like a kickstand to hold the balance. 3 more breaths wherever you are. Feeling what you're feeling. Good, you've got this. And when you're ready to release the right hand and bring the right knee and toes back, stand up on your toes that are curled under. Yikes! That always feels amazing. And then come back into tabletop. Now here we're going to sit back in the heels with your hands as wide as your mat and open up the left arm. So you're literally waving into that twist. So you're getting right into your lower back. See how low my bum is towards my heels? So you're sitting back towards your heels, getting your toes a little stretch there, opening up through that left side body in the jaw. So I see a lot of people just move the wrists around. Move this area around, get into your dancer mode. And then release the left hand, come up into tabletop, then sit back into your heels and start to wave your right arm. So it's not just your arm, it's your whole thoracic spine, it's your lower back as well. So you're opening up, you think about, you're exaggerating a bit, yet playful. You're not hurting yourself. Good. And then exhale and release that right hand, left hand. Float the knees up off the mat for 5, for 4. So you're in tabletop for 3, 2, and then lift your hips up. You're back in your downward dog. Bend your knees and lift your heels. I can't say that enough to people. Bend your knees. I swear I'm going to make that my new t-shirt saying. So bend your knees and then let's start to open up through that left arm once again. And let's see if we could just do this 3-limb down dog with that left arm and spiraling it around, bending your knees, blossoming your bum. So that right arm is actively pressing the floor away. So you're leaning towards the right hip perhaps. Then release the left hand and do the same thing. Open up. You can put your right hand wherever you want to put your right hand. You're blossoming your bum. You're pressing the floor away. You're preparing for like that inversion handstand. We're not going there today, but yeah. And then exhale, release the left hand, lower the knees to the mat. Plant or flex your feet, sit on your shins, Virasana, or sit on your bum. Reach your arms up, they'll just face you. And then grab opposite elbow. Good, so if you want, take them out in front of you first and see if you can slide them up over the crown of the head. And if that's not happening with your ribs tucked in, then maybe grabbing your wrists, your forearms, or Ganesh grip. So literally whatever works for you, you're doing your best to find that range of motion through your shoulders, which is flexion. Ooh, I know, I understand, but keep your ribs from popping out. So tone that belly button in. We're gonna hold this for 5. And the further back you could go, make sure your belly button isn't popping out like this. Draw that belly button in. Remember, you're no being heroes here. Wherever you need to be to reach those arms in flexion, right? So it's your determination of your truth here. So keep your truth here. 2 more. Good, and then exhale, release those arms. Now feel them. Slide your bum to the side. Let's take the left leg all the way out to the left and take your right heel in towards your perineum. Good. Take your right arm and move it horizontally, adducting across the chest, back and forth. Feeling that. You could cross that arm all the way over towards the left foot if that'll go, and open up towards the right. The left hand could be just resting on the floor. You determine that one. Whatever way and variation of movement that arm can feel the freedom of your being. It's your determination. And then let's exhale, take that right hand down onto the mat. Let's bend the left knee, press into your plantar flexed right foot and the sole of your left foot, and lift your hips up. And then wheel the left shoulder around. So make sure you're not dumping into your right wrist. Externally rotate that upper arm. Open up your right breast out of your armpit and explore. Wiggle your jaw around. Some of you feel like there's an urgency to pick up that left leg. If that feels like you're in your balance today, go for it. Some of you, maybe your bum's still down on the ground and you're like, this is enough for me today. Oh, light and love. Light and love. Strength comes from not just you in the brute force of pushing yourself. We're talking about being vulnerable. 2 more breaths. Wherever you are. And on your exhalation, release your bum to the mat. Bring your left heel in. Take your right leg out. Swirl around through that left arm horizontally, adducting, abducting, whatever they want to do. Yes. Big circles, undulation. Move your neck. It's all connected. Feel you. Good. And then when you're ready, let's land that left hand down, usually on a diagonal, so that you can bend the right knee and lift your hip up. So hips up, I should say. So this plantar flex left foot is pressing into the floor. And again, it's a back bend, and it's that, I forgot to put my little chime here. Look at this. I love that thing. Oops, squirrel. Play. If you feel the urgency to pick up that, right leg, play. You do you. There's no right or wrong way. There's just you really being in the essence of breath. Breath. So wherever that position is for you, 3 more breaths. You determine where you want to be in this practice today, as long as that breath is moving. Good. On your next exhalation, release your bum to the mat. Pick up the left leg, the right leg. Bring the soles of your feet together once again. Pull out your butt flesh. And right here, I know for a lot of us, it's like that sitting up tall. Swirl around. It doesn't matter which way, if you go counterclockwise or clockwise at first. We'll do both, and eventually you're moving in the opposite direction. Good. Feel that energy. And then take a hold of your shins. Open your feet up nice and wide. Flex your feet and see if you can get a hold of your ankles. If that's not happening today, grab a hold of your inner knee creases. See if you can forward fold a little bit more, hinging yourself forward, and then eventually really flexing your feet towards your kneecaps. And then take your hands down in front. So make sure your heels are wider than your yoga mat. Got it? From here, let's land the right hand, open up through the left arm. So it's a twist again. So you're opening up in a twist. Can you invite more of the sternum opening up towards the left and that left arm moving back? Here's where it's going to get a little bit more complex. You're going to bend that left elbow to your best ability with your exhalation, and see if you can grab the back of your skull and press the head back into your hand, and only go as far as you could breathe that exhalation out. So if you're gone too far and you're like, I can't breathe, maybe it's here. Maybe it's here, but press the left elbow back. Open up your chest to your best ability. 2 more breaths. Your feet are active, your toes are spread, toning that belly button in, finding your twist, and then exhale, release the left hand. Reach out through the right arm. Yeah. So a lot of this energy, right from the crown of the head to the soles of your feet. You're feeling where your sticky is, where the grit is. Breathe. When you're ready, let's bend that right elbow. Oh yeah, there it is. Take that right hand to the back of the skull. And to your best ability, you're twisting open towards the right. So there's a lot of thoracic, a lot of shoulder stuff that we're working today. And it's all connected to the pelvis. You cannot do one and not the other. Open up your heart. Feel what you're feeling. Only go as far as you can. Exhale. Exhale. Keep that exhalation. Good. And then when you're ready to release, oh, there it is. Hook your inner knee creases with your hands. Sit up nice and tall. Start to bring your feet closer. And this is where you're going to find your sitting bones and lift your feet up if you can. And then take your hands underneath, or keep your feet down if that's better for you. Hook your arms, your forearms underneath your knee creases. Grab your inner thighs and then float your feet up and lift your chest up. So I'm just going to turn sideways so that you are really finding that teeter on your sacrum, but keep your chest lifted. Again, keep you on the floor. It's your practice. I had to take a deep breath there, talking too much. Roll your shoulders back. Can you keep your heart lifted and keep your neck neutral? So that neck isn't tilting back. I see way too much of that. Or dropping your head down. So just gaze forward for 5. Some of you may want to take your arms out and just explore it in your Navasana, your ship pose, your half ship. You do you for 3, for 2, and then release the feet to the mat. Good. Take a moment, a deep breath in, a letting go breath out. Good. Swing your legs behind you, come onto the belly prone. Make sure you have a blanket across your pelvis if that is best for your pubis bone. Sometimes it's above the hip, like it pushes beyond the hip bones. Once you find your way onto the mat, bring your forearms into Sphinx. You see where this is going now. So we did the Sphinx, the whole forearm balance before. You're going to lengthen through the crown of the head, press into the tops of your feet, then take your left arm at a right angle to the left. From here, press into the left fingertips, drag that right forearm isometrically so you feel the front body extend. It lengthens. So the back body, the lower back, is contracting. So you got to tone the belly button so you don't pinch your lumbar spine, because a lot of us are doing that. So you got to tone the belly button in, roll the shoulders back, and then slide the left leg all the way out to the left. Dorsiflex that left foot, press into your right arm, right forearm, and then start to open up that left arm. Yeah, see, I snuck you into that one. So you're really inviting some opening, a lot of twisting going on today, a lot of upper arm, a lot of forearm, and a lot of hip. It's all connected. Now let's invite that right heel towards the bum. Notice the extension of that right hip. So playfully, notice, what are your thoughts? What's the insight? What's the psychology of you being in these positions? Are you fighting it? Is it too much? Do you need to come down onto your form? Do you need to take a break and relax? Sometimes that's the best thing for you. So you invite into your practice right now in this shape. Where do you wish to be in this shape? You organically, intuitively already know. I'm just your yoga guide suggesting. Some of you are holding that right foot with your left hand and coming into a full back bend. Some of you are like going, whoa, that inner left thigh is enough for me to just relax and be in that breath. Some of you are in your forearms going, whew, here. Do you for 5 more breaths. I like to move my neck around because that's where I get into my stuff, how I express myself, choosing my words, and saying nice things to myself. 2 more breaths, wherever you choose to be. There is a restore breath and a reprieve at the end of this. When you're ready, let's dismantle. How do you wish to dismantle? I like to tuck my right toes under and then extend that left leg to join it. Stack your hands, heels towards your bum, little windshield wipe as you rest your face stacked on your hands. Let your shoulders relax to your best ability. Determinations. Yeah. Lots of presence of being. Whew. So just give yourself the pleasure of just relaxing, breathing that breath in and out. That's all you have to do. Good. On your next in-breath, We're going to stay with this side. So take your right arm out to the right. Take your left arm at a right angle. And I find, be careful, please, people. That right shoulder is in its extension, so you do want to be kind to it. So you're going to roll to the right shoulder and make sure your right arm is 20 degrees below the shoulder. If it's above that, it will not be nice. Stack your hips, stack your knees, stack your feet. So literally, you're in a mountain pose. So I find a lot of us have to lengthen the tailbone towards the heels, claw the floor with your index knuckle, base knuckle. So create a suction cup with that right hand. Move your face around, lift your head. Find your mountain pose, look towards your toes. Feel that first. Good. Press into your left fingertips. So if they're way out here, bring them in to lift up. So if you've ever had reconstruction of your chest or anything going on in your chest issue, tissue stuff, be kind that you're not pressing yourself and pushing yourself up too much. Move your neck around, absolutely. Move it around. Good. On your next in-breath, let's bend that left knee, take the left leg up towards the sky and dance it. So I've noticed a lot of us lost the range of motion in the pelvis, and it's also determined by the chest being open as well. I know, don't be beating yourself up. We are definitely learning to take care of ourselves by doing this practice. Take your left foot behind you if it'll go. If it doesn't go behind you, that's okay too, but keep your left hand supporting you. And some of you are able to reach the left arm up and then wield it around and even tuck the back of the left hand underneath your spine and lean back. And if you're not there, that's okay. Keep your left hand forward, dance your left leg around, even move a little bit more closer to the floor. And if you need to rest your head for a bit, please do. Know where your limits are for 5 more breaths, no matter where you are. It's your practice. Are you breathing? Are you smiling? Are you exhaling? Are you loving yourself? Oh, absolutely say yes. I love myself. Love, 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 love. 2 more breaths. Wherever this practice takes you, it's exactly where you're meant to be. When you're ready to slowly come all the way onto the belly, oh my gosh. Take the right arm out. Stack your hands, heels towards your bum, little windshield wipe for some reprieve. Remember that loving yourself is truly getting out of your head and into your heart and really being with your heart. And when you're in your head, that head hopefully is been loved by the heart so much that your mind's eye, you start to really see yourself and you start to love yourself more. Okay? Got it. Great. Now let's exhale and inhale. Come back up onto your forearms, because we're going to do the right side. So first of all, when I do this Sphinx position, it's a huge back bend for a lot of us. So you got to tone the belly button in, roll the shoulders back, and lengthen the front body through the elongated neck. So you're not in extension or in flexion of the neck. You got to find that neutral position. Use those upper arm bones to externally rotate and open up your collarbone. Good. From here, take your right arm at a right angle and then slide your right knee all the way out to the right. Let's move that bolster out of the way. And feel that lift. Whew. So rework the right arm. Keep that left forearm in that neutral or in that Sphinx position. So you're really pressing the left forearm down to broaden the collarbone. So there's a lot of work involved here. Some of you can go a little further and you can start to bend your left knee, and you'll feel more of a back bend occurring in the left side of your body. That's up to you. Some of you are able to open up that right arm and maybe even grab that left heel and plantar flex and bring it towards your bum. Or you're just simply going, nope. But no saying no. No buts either. No always. Just say yes. Yes to where it is, where you're breathing most organically, healthfully, and you can feel that this is enough for you. And if you're up too high and that left shoulder is fatigued, then make sure you're broadening in that left shoulder. You could splay the left elbow out if that feels better to you to open up your collarbone. You do you. You play. Notice where you're at. Close your eyes and feel that there's this twist. Feel that there's this opening, even if you're playfully moving your shape into different shapes than I am. That's okay. It's not about my shape. It's about your shape. Are you breathing? Are you exhaling? Can you feel that whew. I like to take my hand to my sacrum and tuck it under and tone my belly button in for 2 more breaths wherever you are. No hurting yourself. Oh yeah. Good. Oh my goodness. And then exhale. Release Bow the elbows out, slide the right leg to join the left leg, and take a breather. Just let yourself relax. Close your eyes. Forehead attached to your hands stacked as you breathe. And when you're ready, sometimes we're never ready. When I say that when we're ready, it's like you're like, oh, already? So let's come up into our Sphinx position once again, just to take a moment. Now this time, we're going to take the left arm all the way out to the left. So slide that left arm out to left. Take your right arm at a right angle. Make sure your left arm is not above the shoulder. It's not at the height of the shoulder. It's 20 degrees below the shoulder. With your legs nice and taut together, slide out through the left arm. Oh, I'm going to lose my mic here. And then make sure that you're using your right arm at a right angle to stack your hips and lengthen your tailbone. Oh, there it is. So again, you're determining, moving your neck and your head around, plugging that left index finger into the mat, suction cup that left hand. You start to vibrate, flex your feet, find your Tadasana, lengthen your tailbone down towards your heels, and open yourself up to what you can open up to. If you're able to bend and extend through that right leg and landing that right foot behind you, if it'll go today, that's awesome. But if it's not, that's okay. Can you still hear me in the mic? I'm squishing it there. So moving your face around, really finding what you need to do. Maybe you need to be more forward because of the tissues and your issues in your tissues of the breasts. You determine what you need to do. Now, if you are playfully reaching the right arm and that right leg around, make sure you're doing it with ease and that you're able to exhale. And if that right arm comes up, you may want to tuck the back of the right fingertips underneath the left rib cage and then find your opening there. That's up to you. Move your face around. Make sure your neck doesn't stay stuck. Finding your breath, rooting that left index finger down, suction cup that left hand. Bird's eye view is a great one for you to see and to determine, or just listening to my cues. Breathe your breath. Everyone, love yourself with that exhalation. Let go. If any point you need to come out because that is a bit too much, you know it. You know what you need to do. Maybe you're in a resting position already. That's up to you. No pushing. No pushing. 5 more breaths no matter where you choose to be. Be you. Be you. Okay? It's the best gift. Once you start realizing that, oh my gosh, all the other stuff starts to wash away and your life just gets so much better. Trust me, it will. It does. But you have to love yourself. On your next in and out breath, if you're on that left-hand side, was that the left-hand side? Yeah. Start to come onto your belly. And then soften and rest. Literally take a break. Breathe your breath. Surrender. And then on your next in and out breath, we're still going to surrender. All I'm going to ask you to do is to roll onto your backside. How about that? Just roll onto your backside. Oh, that feels good. Draw your knees in towards your armpits. Hold your knees nice and wide and just rock from hip to hip. And then reach your arms over your head. So give yourself a little stirring of the arms. This is definitely not the yoga outfit. So let your arms splay overhead and just very mindfully let your knees drip to one side. Inhale them to center, towards the ceiling. Exhale them to the other side. And do this as well if you can. I invite you. I invite you. So when you in-breath your knees up towards the sky, bring your face center too. And when you out-breath, let your knees fall to one side and your face go to the other side with your arms just relaxed overhead. Do that several more times, meaning like 7 more times. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees and face in opposing sides. And let them just drip so it's organic. I'm going to move that bolster out of the way. So keep on going at your own pace. Close your eyes. You'll feel the twist right in the center of your back, perhaps. Close your eyes. Meditation in motion. A lot of people talk about meditation being in a cross-legged seated position. It's not. Meditation could be done while walking through the forest. Meditation could be done during the whole practice. You're meditating in really the quality of your existence. Exhaling, each exhalation is a part of you surrendering, focusing in the mind's eye, in that loving, kind thought. Everything begins in a thought. And as soon as you get into that mind's eye, the third eye, you'll start to see what I mean. You'll start to see all kinds of beautiful stuff, perhaps. And it's yours to see, not anybody else's. You can't even explain it. It just is. So with your determination of being in your physical body with the loving kindness of your breath, this is the yoga practice for today. So just simple little twists. 2 more of these on each side. And when you bring your knees back to center on your next in-breath, love yourself. Give yourself the biggest hug ever. And then let's cross the ankles, hold the tops of the feet, and very mindfully, or your knees, roll yourself up as easily as you can roll yourself up today. Don't get into a panic over that one. And because I do work with a lot of you in the physical realm of the in-studio, and I understand that some of the stuff I make look easy is very challenging, but no buts. You do you. Once you come to sit, I went a few minutes over the practice, and I always do anyhow. Let's open our arms up wide and say yes. What are you saying yes to? Don't focus on the no's and the buts and the shoulds and the woulds and all that. Instead, focus on saying yes. Yes to loving myself. Yes to caring for myself. Yes to being in this world, fully sharing my gifts. Say yes to your strength. Say yes to your bravery. Say yes to you sharing those gifts by just being the light. You cannot give it to anyone. You can only share it by being vibrant. Begin by being vibrant with yourself. Love yourself. Let us bring our hands together in Anjali Mudra, and from my light to your light, let us just say Hari Om Tat Sat. So be it. From my light to yours, may we continue to celebrate our existence, one breath, one movement at a time. Namaste. Big breath in, letting go breath out. That's it. You do you. From my light always, I've said that 3 times in this episode, may you be the light. See you in the next episode. Celebrate with your friends and family. Be still, be quiet, be in the love of your heart. Next episode, maybe join me in Restore and Breath, maybe a little meditation, and a little core and breath. Shazam, say yes.